Hey, how's it going? Today is 8th of January, and we are taking a look at what kind of opportunities are available up there in the market. Is I have covered quite a few of those. I have covered Scotland, right? I have taken a look at two councils that was offering grants and setting up your company there. I don't know about the population within those areas and how promising if your business might be limited to location. I don't know what will be a success rate, right, within those areas, what the opportunities out there, as well as I have touched on additional funding that you can receive that with 70% of 10,000, and some of the requirements of where and how you can use that to finance, as well as I have taken a look at wildcard. So there's different programs within Scotland. That's how it's called, as well as I have taken in a previous video potentially finance and improving workforce, or something that's called flexible workforce development fund. Yourself, you not necessarily would be able to access any of those funds. The university most likely would receive it, and yourself, you would receive a trained professional and carry out some of that work required, right? So that's really more of the Scotland. And within this video, I thought I would touch on two different opportunities that would be perhaps technology projects and how you can source finance or developing those. And next would be cross-border trading within Northern Ireland, as well as I think I have taken a look at supercomputer within the area. So perhaps if I were to access that computer, perhaps there's something that I could myself do or others do within that area. Let's search in those opportunities and we can progress from there. Myself coming into this would begin perhaps from taking a look at from having access to this hardware that would be supercomputer. That's how I see this project unraveling or progressing, right? So if I have access to this computer, that would be Queen's University Belfast, and the point of contact is Roger, and or Ulster University, and the point of contact is Jim. If I were to reach out to any of those people, they would give access or be a part of the team. Then I have a computer. From there, I will progress into financial opportunities available. From there, let's progress to perhaps startup and financial incentives that what will they require. Perhaps your business might need to be established within the area. I don't know all the details, right? So that might be something, of the requirements, right, within the area of entering some of those competitions. What that would be, tech startups, just a start with a great idea. So that's some incentives there of entering perhaps software kind of, I guess, development or digital perhaps projects, right? That would be proof of concept grant funds. Let's try to understand this opportunity a little bit better. Some of those competitions might ask you to get in a car, drive somewhere, so it's myself avoided too much of the time wasted. But I don't know, maybe some of those competitions is more for others, right? They might ask you to do a presentation, a little dance in front of a panel. I don't know what this people is all about, right? But if anything, if numbers would work, the project would work, the concept is great, it's the only thing what matters. But I guess they are interested in kind of different things. They might interested in gaining more traction, publicity, all the other things where you actually need the car and travel to the place, see someone, perhaps shake some hands. I guess there's different things, right? So that's where the tech start proof of concept grant funds and pre-commercial grants award fund on competitive basis. The fund supports entrepreneurs in Northern Ireland with grants to explore the build and commercial potential of innovative concepts, right? Within that area, referring to Ireland, right? How many technology companies have within that area, right? So perhaps it has something to do with that. I don't know. Those technology companies might be paying a lot of in taxes, there are a lot of incentives, and perhaps starting similar projects within Northern Ireland has perhaps something there. And there is a process on how to apply, and there might be They just read all the contractual agreements, right? So I don't know. I'm not promoted by any of those projects. There might be some great opportunities there. That's the only thing I'm saying. There's some funding there available that will perhaps 10,000 or 35,000. But again, there might be a session. So hopefully it's remote sessions. If you need to travel somewhere, it's a waste of everyone's time. That's my personal understanding. But I want to say opportunities might be there. I'm not entirely sure what's happening within this region, right? But perhaps there's a lot of production going on since there's government set up organizations there where they can potentially assist when it comes to trade and or applying for funding and or guide you through the process. There might be something that as of yet I haven't done anything within the areas. If people are interested in doing something, feel free to chat. I'm always interested, right? There might be some great things happening within the area. I don't know that much other than perhaps covering some of those opportunities for people who might be looking for those opportunities, as well as I have read something last week about labeling standards. So it's something that they're looking to introduce. I can briefly touch on those, right? So when it comes to trade, and perhaps that would be food and where the food would be sourced, while there might be some new standards that the government is looking to introduce, right? And how the food would be labeled and all of that. So I can briefly touch on that. I have covered that already, but briefly, that might be very important for some of the people there. There is something that's called the Instar Framework Transition Labeling Financial Assistance Scheme. So, if anything, there's labeling financial assistance. So there might be some requirements, but most likely people within those areas know about that. But if there will be a requirement or set new standard, that's something that was outlined within the speech, that they look into having more measures in place, how UK as a whole is sourcing some of those products, in particular perhaps food products, right? So there's some labeling standards as well as financial incentives when it comes to implementing some of the standards. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book, a game strategy, where within the book I'm taking a look and looking to introduce as many people as I can within the business and business world, right? Some of those concepts, and I think what will be required for people setting up and starting their own enterprise. If I had to break down full process, that could potentially look like three different phases. First one, doing a lot of research and gathering as much information as you can, taking a look at different sectors, different opportunities within those sectors, some are incentives, something that I was taking a look at within today's videos, right? Financial incentives and operating or setting up different businesses within different areas, right? From there, potentially progress into phase two, where it be taking action based on your information and setting up a company, launching your business. From there, phase three, once you have acquired a lot of customers, begin acquiring perhaps a number of different resources you can allocate and begin investing in different projects, right? You can find more within this book, QR code in the corner, company's website below. I have reached out to the team of people that I have highlighted in the beginning of the video. If I were to have access to that computer, perhaps I would progress from there and slowly build from there and see if they are interested in working together. It's something that I haven't done. Perhaps people are still on holidays. Just overall process and how it can look like. It's looking to share and perhaps bring more people attention to some of those areas that I personally believe are very important. Many things can be very important, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.